What's happening, everybody? I am back. It's me, resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. I'm here with my review for season 1, episode 4 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. If you have not seen this episode yet, come on back, because of course there will be spoilers. Thank you, everybody that's been rocking with me for these past 3 episodes. You know already how I feel about the show. I like the show. It's a sitcom with superheroes. You can't get wrong with me for that one. Now, shouts out to all the man babies who've been whining every fucking episode. And I felt like I should address that because the last episode, of course, people lost their shit seeing her twerk with Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, She-Hulk would never twerk. How dare a superhero shake her ass? You've never read a fucking comic book in your life. Definitely never read a She-Hulk comic book. So shut the fuck up. Just gonna call it for what it is. Because she would absolutely do that. It's exactly in Jennifer Walters' character. Oh, I don't want to see women shaking their asses, but I'd rather see Tobey Maguire dance emo, or watch Matt Smith dance in Morbius, or I want to see Star-Lord challenge Ronan the Accuser. That's how y'all sound. It's fucking ridiculous. But here's the biggest problem I'm having. Well, not a problem. Here's the biggest thing I can notice. The same people who complain each and every week. And it's like, but you still watching though. So why? You know what you doing. You making no sense. Yeah, I know people like to hate watch stuff all the time. People gonna say it, Jay. People like to hate watch stuff. But guess what? All you're doing, they don't, Disney knows what's happening with a bunch of man babies crying. Disney gets it. Because it's the majority man babies. And I know some people are like, but it's women too, Jay. Women don't like seeing the asses shake. Yeah, we know some. But the overwhelming majority are dudes. And they don't care. Because guess what? You do what is necessary to do for them to keep making more shows like this. And that's watch the show. Well, I use somebody else's password. It's still a stream. Doesn't matter. So again, I like how this kicks off with, we seeing Donnie Blaze. And remember, we're in Los Angeles, so some names had to be changed in the Mystic Castle, and of course it's supposed to be a Magic Castle that's here in LA. It's very exclusive. You have to know somebody to get in. You have to be dressed up and everything. It's a whole thing. There's a password, et cetera, et cetera. It's supposedly a whole big evening to go to, and to see Donnie Blaze, the master of mystic arts, and him trying to do stuff, and then the dude Cornelius like, do the thing, do the thing, and have him doing having him use a sling ring. But that wasn't just the best part to me. Madison, who pops up. My name is Madison, 1 Y, 2 N's, but not what you think. I didn't know she was going to become a running gag throughout this episode at first, and it worked perfectly. The drunk type chick, almost valley girlish in LA. So everything plays off. And in the seat, we go into Wong, and the man is watching The Sopranos. My man Wong's about to chill for a relaxing evening, watching some Sopranos, season 5, episode 12. Here come Madison in out of nowhere, talking about she had to get out because she was there, and she had to give a goat some blood, some drops of her blood and whatnot. Now, I didn't do any research on it. I just watched it, and I always like to give my thoughts immediately, so I'm kind of raw with it. But I swear for baby Jesus, if y'all sit there and say that the goat was Mephisto, I'm going to lose my shit. Because, people are like, oh my God, it was a goat. This is a drunk white woman. She saw the devil. It was Mephisto. I feel it is going to go that way. Seeing Jen, talk about, oh, you guys love seeing Juan again, more fourth wall breaks, things are going to happen. Her dad comes. Now, this is something I didn't pay attention to at first when her father was introduced in the previous episode. Her father is Mark Lynn Baker, who, if you are an 80s TV sitcom fan like myself and you grew up on this, you know that it's Cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers. Standing tall on the wings of my dreams, the rise and fall. You remember all that. So, shouts out to Mark Lynn Baker making a return in the TV heavily with this. And what else did I have down here written? Oh, the fact that Wong wants to take Donnie Blaze to court. He wants to sue him, right? Wants to sue him. And she's like, Jennifer's trying to do this by the legal way. Yo, did he sign an NDA? And when you say students pledge their loyalty, they pledge themselves to the school. And then she's like, all right, cool, all these things. And then when she breaks it down legally, she's like, yo, I don't know if we can sue him. And she was like, we got to go things by the book. And he was like, the book of Ashanti? He's like, no, the book of the law, bro. Her getting her dating profile set up. And that being one of the things to do on her day. Also, she's a lawyer. You see her day is packed. And I don't know if anybody thinks that that is a, made up thing for TV where the schedule is that packed. I know people who aren't lawyers who have that busy of a schedule in the day. So, kind of checks. But her using her regular picture and Nikki being like, you're not going to use your corporate headshot. But when she puts, using her dating profile and then her making the She-Hulk profile. And the first date she goes on with the dude who is the typical, I don't know how many of you all are familiar with stand-up comics, right? Let me use that first as a statement. There's always this overall joke a lot of people have. So I'm dating now. But especially here, being in Los Angeles, the dating in LA joke, you always hear it. And it does get kind of tiring of hearing because we know people have terrible dates in LA. And you see it on display in this where dude was like, people in LA are just so fake. I'm a New Yorker through and through. And look, LA is LA. It is what it is. When people say people in LA are so fake, I've learned that it is not the people who are native to LA. It is the transplants who come in to be on a bunch of bullshit. Anybody I've met that is born and raised here in Los Angeles, they cooler than the fan. People who move here get a whole new different attitude. But dudes like that, I'm a New Yorker through and through. She's like, oh man, you live in New York? He's like, yeah. She's like, how long? And their mom said 14 months. Nigga, you're gonna the fuck. And so to watch how bad that date goes with her, dude, so I didn't want to work for a corporate stiff. This is why I'm an entrepreneur. Yo, I don't know. Again, some of y'all are going to, and I don't know if it's you in particular that are watching this or people are going to try to find fault in that scene, as a lot of people try to find faults in the scene. But the problem is you can't find fault in honesty. And I say that as someone who has a lot of female friends. And I hear their dating woes, not even dating stories, dating woes all the time. And there's so many dudes just like that who try to make the conversation, who not try to make the whole moment all about them, never once trying to get to know anything about her. And she's talking about, yeah, I work for a law firm downtown, GLK&H. He's like, yeah, I know downtown. I work in a superhero law division because I have superpowers. I'm a Hulk. I can pick up a sedan. And dude just, yeah, that's nice. While on his phone, not paying her any attention. And then the check comes. And that awkward moment, if you've ever been on a date, unless I don't even know why it's an awkward moment if you've been on a date. But some people have been on those moments where people don't know who's going to pay. I always believe like this. If we on a date, yo, I'm paying. Like, what's the deal? We out. We at a bowling alley. I'm paying. It's nothing. Dude reaches in his bag to get his keys and his phone out and then leaves. And was like, yeah, we should do this again. And she's just like, ugh. And then dude leaves and says she's like a 6. Bro, Tatiana Maslany is beautiful. Just want to say that. You see them going to court, and Wong's witness, he has to go get Madison. Again, bringing Madison back. Again, sitcoms have that. The running joke throughout the episode. The running joke throughout the episode, somewhat of this, is Madison. And we see so much of that. And then she goes on another date. And I remember when I saw this. Because it was in a trailer. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I see one of my friends on a date with She-Hulk. David Otunga. Harvard-educated lawyer, former WWE superstar. In movies, TV, and in my heart, is one of my good friends. I love you, Dave. You and my bro. He's on there. Yeah. So how much can you deadlift? I just did 600. Now, here's the thing. David's character in this show that's the dude. Now, if you know David's an avid workout enthusiast. Got in a couple bodybuilding competitions and stuff like that. Shouts out to the man for being one of the epitome of great fathers. I love watching him with David Jr. That's another story. But the ego this nigga plays in this game, 600 pounds, like, man, you don't go sit down somewhere and it worked just for what that was. Um, to see the fight, first of all, shouts out to Roxane Gay, who is a very prominent author. You see that Jennifer's reading her book, Bad Feminist. Now, I wonder, will this moment here? I've seen a couple of women I know. You've heard a couple of them on the Mad Titan podcast before, so you can take a guess from that. Will bring up this issue because with Jennifer reading the book from Roxane Gay, a gay black woman whose book is Black Feminist. Now I know there's this discussion of black feminism, white feminism. I'm not at liberty to go in depth about that because I am not a woman in that regards in either side of the conversation. And so how women in different spectrums and different races and cultures view each other as feminists. But the way Jennifer has been throughout this show, again, it tracks her reading something like that and having that. Her getting sued by, I mentioned it in the previous episode, and I was like, oh shit, I spoiled something in episode 4. Titania is suing her, and that is hella crazy for trademark infringement because Titania has gone ahead and trademarked She-Hulk. And that is something that happens to a lot of creators, a lot of entrepreneurs, people in the industries, not just this industry, but other industries, where they'll come up with a name with something and somebody may overhear it, somebody may use it, and they don't think much of it, and someone else copyrights it and trademarks it, and the next thing you know, they own that name, so now you can't get it unless you pay them, and many times they want an exuberant amount of money to be paid. And so the end on that note was crazy, but also seeing Donnie Blaze, the situation with them fighting the demons and everything, and Donnie having the sling ring, giving it back, and all the stuff. Watching She-Hulk and Wong fight these demons, almost like mini parademons, if you will, and watching them evolve, et cetera, et cetera. It was a great little thing. It was its own self-contained episode for me, but it also still moved forward. Like the bigger plot of who tried to steal her blood, things like that, we don't know. Again, I stated it could be Titania. We don't know. It could be, for me, it could be the leader. It could be the lead. The only person I could see really wanting a Hulk's blood is the leader. Because, I rewatched The Incredible Hulk, the Ed Norton one. We got back Blonsky Abomination. It would only be right. Now, yes, one of her main antagonists is Titania in the comics. So to see, if you bring back Samuel Stearns, if you bring back Tim Blake Nelson, I'm so happy for that, but we'll see what happens. And then, oh my God, at the post-credit scene, we see Wong on a date with Madison. Like, they getting together and having gin and tonic. Yo, this is just nice. Because the way Wong works is just how you love Wong, the character Wong, played by Benedict Wong. You love the way it's going. It's just beautiful. Him and her, like they're opposites that attract. Because that's exactly what they are. They are two different worlds, and they have a common bond in The Sopranos and things like that. So it is great. Again, I'm about a 4.75 on this episode out of 5 stars. Maybe a little bit higher than 4.5. Again, there's a lot of truth mixed in with the comic book, mixed in with the great storytelling within the sitcom. And I don't know what it is. I keep hearing people complain for the sake of complaining. I hear a lot of people say, oh, it's just bad writing. Do you even know? To some of those people, do you even know what good writing is? Do you even understand what good writing is? Some people who've never written a script, never written anything. Well, because I've never written, I don't understand what good or bad writing is. Yeah! You don't know how much it goes into writing a script. You don't know how much it goes into translating something from one source material to the next. Well, they didn't translate the source material. Yes, they did. This is Jennifer Walters' character in the run that they're using, damn near to a T. And again, I also understand that there are some people, I've always said this, there are some people whose only knowledge of a lot of these characters within the MCU is the MCU itself. Fair. But you also have to remember, you were told what type of show this was going to be. So you shouldn't expected a giant action-filled explosions, MCU Michael Bay-esque type thing. You shouldn't expected that. Weekly, I say this with a lot of different shows, not just here for the MCU, but with other comic book properties or whatever I talk about. that expectations are one thing and they're good to have, but the level of expectations that many people put on a lot of these properties is just absurd because you're setting yourself up for failure and disappointment. But with all that being said, I want to know what you think down in the comments below. I will say it again, as I always say, keep it civil. We're talking about comic book movies, TV shows. And I will inform you that if you decide to go out the side of your neck, I either A, depending on the time of the day, will get back at you and come at your neck hard. Or B, just delete the fuck out of you and you just typed all that for nothing. Meh. Follow me, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, if they don't ban me for being black. At Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. The Mad Titan podcast drops back, I think, next week. Yeah, I think we'll come back next week. Me and my brand new co-host, we'll find out who it is on the show. American Gigolo, as you're watching this. American Gigolo debuts on Showtime tomorrow, September 9th. Please check it out. It's starring John Barenthal. I begin appearing episode 2. So starting episode 2, you will meet my character Luther, and he will be in several episodes throughout the season. So check that out. If you want to send a little love down below with the super thanks, go ahead and do that here on YouTube, all right? I'll holler at y'all later. I got a long-ass day, so this is going to be the beginning of a long day. Take care. I'm out. Bye.